So how to get the life back into your hair using this one simple strategy. Okay, let's talk about who should be here. So you should be here if you're a stay-at-home mom who can't prioritize skin and hair care, a working mom who can't prioritize hair care, any mom who wants to have beautiful, soft, and silky hair while saving time and money, or a person who wants to better know how to care for their hair in a more effective way. So first, let's eliminate distractions. Put your kids in a high chair, put them in front of a TV, whatever you have to do to just keep your kids busy, because I want you to pay close attention to what I'm about to tell you. Because I have some really juicy stuff for you, and grab a notepad so you can take some notes, because I'm about to give you some really juicy stuff, and I don't want you to miss anything that I'm about to tell you. So who is this girl? Why should I listen to her? So let me introduce myself. My name is Saima Qureshi, and I'm Pakistani. I was born in Toronto, Ontario, and I grew up in Knoxville, Tennessee. So you could say I've kind of been around the block. I also attended the University of Tennessee to earn a degree in audiology and speech pathology. And back in the day, I used to have a lot more free time. Then I met Rashid. It's actually a funny story. So this is my husband, Rashid, and the way we met is like really funny because my parents actually spoke to my best friend, and not my best friend, my parents' best friend, and they lived in Charlotte. So we were going to visit them, and it's funny because I was like, well, why don't my sisters have to come and I have to go? So I was kind of suspicious. I was like, well, what could be the reason? So on the way there, we stopped at McDonald's and they're like, well, we want you to meet somebody. And I'm like, well, I figured as much. But it's funny because I thought it'd be a really funny story because I've done that quite a few times and it just ended up being a total disaster. And it just came out being a really funny story. So I thought it'd be the same thing this time. But we actually ended up meeting and hitting it off. And then 2 months later, we got engaged. And then 1 year later, we're married. So it ended up working out. So that was a good decision. It wasn't always going to be just us, though. I always knew that I wanted to have kids. And of course, kids ended up being a game changer. Life just became very, very busy. So this is my family. This is my husband, Rashid. And this is my son, Ayan. And this is my daughter, Maham. And we just like to do general family things. I just keep the kids busy all the time. I take them to the playground, just have them do different activities. We like to travel a lot and stuff too. So you could say life is just very, very busy. But where is the time to, do the things that I like to do? I used to do a lot of things. I would exercise 5 days a week. I wanted to go to school. I used to work before I had kids, and I used to watch a lot of TV. I used to watch like 5 hours of TV. Now I'm like, how did I do that? Because I don't have 5 hours in the day now to watch TV. I can barely watch something for half an hour. And I used to hang out with my family and friends a lot, all the time, whether it's late night, it could be morning, late night, just whenever. I mean, life was spontaneous, and I didn't have to plan anything. The time was always there. Time was never an issue. So it was just like, where'd Saima go? Like Saima liked to do all these things. I enjoy time with my kids, but I like to do things that I like to do too. And it was getting harder and harder to do that. I had one kid and I was still able to do things like watch TV, and I would still go see my friends at 1 o'clock in the morning. And I would just put my son Ayan in pajamas, put him to sleep wherever we went. But when I had a second child, it became harder to do that, because I was just ping-ponging between both of them, and there was this little time left for me. So what did I do? One of my friends contacted me, and she invited me over saying, hey, I'm doing Mary Kay. Do you want some free samples? I was like, well, I'm not into Mary Kay, but, I could get some free samples. Sure, why not? So I ended up showing up at her house, and then she was just kind of going through the skincare routine with me, basically showing me all the products. And then she just told me, how she got into it. She was like, well, I had the second kid and I just ended up, wanting to work and be at home at the same time. I was like, oh, hey, that's a cool idea. You can work and be at home with the kids at the same time. Sure. Why don't I sign up for that? And I did that for about a year or two. But it was a really good experience. It was hard for me because I couldn't leave the house as much because I had just had my daughter. She was just too young for me to go around trying to sell stuff to people. That was just not very practical for me. But it still ended up being a good experience. But in the process, I also noticed that my skin and hair, they were just looking horrible. Okay, probably not as bad as this guy here, but it still felt pretty bad. I was like, I got to do something about my skin and hair. So I started investing in learning DIY beauty care, which saved me a lot of time, saved me money, and made it easier for me to take care of myself. I actually joined Mary Kay because I wanted to make a little money on the side while my husband was in his residency. And I also wanted to invest in my own skin and hair care and give myself time to do something I like for myself. So there were a lot of masks that Mary Kay had. And then I just started making my own different facial products and masks and found it to be a very relaxing experience. It was just felt like I was doing something for me and I was doing it on a tight budget. And this is something that I've always been into, just growing up in general with a Pakistani background. Anybody who's Pakistani and Indian, usually, my mom told me a lot of DIY stuff. Her mom told her stuff, and then it gets passed down. But I ended up learning some extra stuff, and I just really liked the way that it helped my skin. It helped the bags under my eyes. My acne got better. It helped with the constant dryness on my face and reduced my age spots. And my hair was looking really good too. And it reduced the itchiness that I had on my scalp from constant dryness. My skin and hair were getting back to normal, and I did it all on a budget around my kid duties since I didn't have much time to go out and get anything done, nor did I have luxury money to spend on extra products that I didn't know if they would work or not. And I just started feeling more confident and better about knowing what ingredients were in my products, and I just felt more confident overall. And how you feel internally, it affects how other people see you. I'll talk to you briefly about my diagnosis. So I was diagnosed with cancer, and in this picture on the left, this is before I started my chemo treatment. The picture in the middle, I had to shave off my hair because my hair was shedding. As you know, with chemo, that's one of the side effects, is hair loss. And then this picture on the right was literally 1.5 months after my hair stopped shedding and it had started growing after I had finished my chemo treatment. So I'd been doing hair treatments pretty much since I stopped doing chemo, and it's growing pretty fast. I'm not showing you this for sympathy points. I just wanted to show you that my hair has been taken care of. Even though I've been doing chemo, I've been trying my best to still do my treatments and take care of my hair, even when I didn't have any. So I think this is pretty good. So let's talk about general self-care. What is self-care? Taking the time to take care of yourself. It's exactly like it sounds. So why do you need to do self-care? Because it makes you feel good. And when you feel good about yourself, it motivates you to take care of others. As a mom, this is particularly important because you're always busy caring for everybody else that you naturally end up putting yourself last. When's the last time you felt relaxed and accomplished? So what are some examples of self-care? 1 is meditation. 2 is exercise, blow drying your hair, makeup, skincare, and hair care. These are all really good examples of self-care. So how do you get the life back into your hair using one simple strategy? By doing hair masks. So what does a hair mask do? It makes your hair soft and shiny, adds moisture, reduces hair breakage and damage, controls your frizz, promotes healthy scalp, and it makes your hair stronger. Why do a DIY hair mask when you can just buy them from the store? Well, store-bought masks are good in addition to DIY skin and hair care masks, but it's not really good for replacing home remedies. Not to mention, they also have a lot of chemicals in them. I always use skin and hair care masks from the store more to supplement what I'm already doing. I never use it to replace it. And preservatives are always added to hair products to prolong the shelf life, which reduces the quality of the product. What do hair care masks do? A DIY hair mask, what does it do? It nourishes your hair to bring back all the nutrients that get stripped away by the environment and the chemicals that we're exposed to every day. It also strengthens the hair follicles and promotes hair growth. So why should you make your own hair masks? The value. Hair masks can be expensive when you keep buying them and contains chemicals in them. Then convenience. You're busy and everything that you would need is right in your kitchen. Consistency. When you're doing it at home in your own kitchen, it's easier to be consistent because everything you need is right there. Then it's natural. You don't have to worry about not knowing what's in your products because you're making it yourself and too many chemicals damage your hair. So I'm going to walk you through the busy mom's hair maintenance routine. So this is a disclaimer. Please avoid your eyes with all these masks and products because they will irritate your eyes. Also be aware of any allergy that you may have because you know yourself better than me. Also always test these masks and remedies on your hand first before applying them on your face or scalp, just to be sure you're not allergic to anything. So this is the mask that I like to use for frizzy hair. This is really good if you have frizzy hair or very dry hair or very damaged hair. And I like to call it the tropical hair mask. So what you would do is you take 1 banana, take 2 tablespoons of olive oil and 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. You mush the banana into a bowl and add the olive oil and coconut oil, mix everything, and then you're going to massage it into your scalp. And you do that for a couple of minutes, and then you're going to apply it on your ends as well. And then you're going to leave that in your hair for at least an hour. It's always good if you can leave it for more, like 2 or 3 hours, even overnight if you can, with a towel. Maybe put a towel on your pillow and sleep with it overnight. That can be uncomfortable, so if you can at least do it for an hour or a couple of hours. And then you can do, whatever chores you have to do at the same time. If you want to go wash the dishes, do the laundry, do some work, it's up to you. This is something that's you can do multitasking with. That's why I like skin and hair care, because as a mom, you can multitask. If exercise, you have to take time out to do, meditation, you have to take time out to do it. But this is something that's simple because you can throw on a mask and you can go, still do whatever it is that you have to do. So another treatment that I want to talk to you about is olive oil. Olive oil moisturizes your scalp and promotes healthy hair by fighting bacteria that go in your scalp and makes your hair follicles stronger, healthier, and thicker. And then another treatment is to do coconut oil. It moisturizes dry hair, prevents dandruff and lice, and prevents hair breakage and split ends that contribute to hair length. So coconut oil is really good for using, like if you want longer hair. Olive oil is really good if you want thicker hair. So this would be your hair maintenance routine. You would use coconut oil or olive oil on a weekly basis, and then you would use the tropical hair mask on a bi-weekly basis. That doesn't take much time at all. That's totally spread out. That's totally manageable, even on your busy schedule. So what shampoos should you avoid? Let's talk about that. Pantene Purvi, this is a big one. I used Pantene Purvi for many years, and I went to a salon once and I told him that that's what I use. And he was like, that's not a good shampoo to use. All it does is put a waxy layer on top of your hair. So it actually doesn't really help the problem. It's just masking your problem. It looks shiny, so it looks nice at first, but the more you keep using it, the more dry and dull your hair gets. And the same with Tresemme. It's the same thing. I ended up switching to Tresemme after, and it did the same thing. And you won't notice this until you switch shampoos and then you switch back. Like I can't go use Pantene Pro V now. Like I would definitely notice the difference. And the same thing with Head and Shoulders. The problem with all these shampoos is that they are cheap and they use low quality ingredients. So because of that, it's not particularly good for your hair. So what can I do to get great hair? Use a quality organic shampoo. Organic shampoo is the best because it has minimal chemicals in there. Then don't wash your hair every day. Washing your hair every day strips your hair of the natural oils that it produces. And you don't want to do that. Wash it like every other day if you can, or every 2 days possibly. The longer you can prolong the washing your hair, of course you want to wash your hair, but you just don't want to do it too often. And then dyeing your hair. I know for some people this is unavoidable because if you have a lot of white hair, of course you want to dye your hair. But if you're that person that just likes dyeing your hair just for no reason, just because it looks cool, or you're into bleaching your hair and doing different things, I definitely wouldn't recommend that. If you can avoid that, avoid that. And then use heat protectants when you're applying a straightener or a curling wand. Now, I'm not saying don't style your hair or anything, but make sure you're using the right products with it because heat does damage your hair. Then you should eat a balanced diet. Your diet does make a difference in your hair, just like your skin and exercise. And then you should also enroll in my course, more importantly. So what will you get with enrolling in my course? It's called the Ultimate DIY Skin and Hair Care Masterclass. So time, embracing what you learn here today will give you more time with your family, friends, and anything else you want to do. Convenience, it's more convenient to do self-care after putting the kids to sleep or around their activities or your chores. Consistency, it's easier to be consistent with self-beauty care when it revolves around your schedule versus you finding the time to go get it done. Then the products are natural. You don't have to worry about what chemicals are in your products. These masks are natural and you know exactly what's in them. The value of all these things I'm going to teach you adds up to be much cheaper than paying for every time you want these services. DIY facials, face masks, hair masks, and bonuses saves me at least $2,000 a year. So what would you get in this course? Give me 1 second. What would you get in this course? You would get 20 recipes, directions, and video tutorials for skin and hair targeting any skin or hair problem that you have, and will help you save hundreds of dollars and dozens of hours. A plan of action that will allow you to easily fit this routine into your life. Softer and shinier hair and more self-confidence. Reduce stress and you'll feel more motivated to focus on others. Then you'll have access to my private Facebook group where you can connect with other people that are just like you, and you can share each other's experiences. And I also give a lot of remedies in there as well. Then you have a lot of bonus features, such as threading, learning how to thread. So I'm going to go over some objections that you may have. I have no time. You can do these routines while your kids are asleep, so time shouldn't be an issue. I have no energy. It doesn't take out much energy if you multitask. I need more sleep. These routines will make you relax, which lead to better sleep. I like Sephora and Ulta. I like to shop there. You can still shop there, but you may just be able to pick and choose what you actually want. You know, you may like what you're doing better, so you don't need to get that from Sephora. Instead of that, you can go get your makeup. So you can choose more wisely. So you have two options. You have the DIY option where you can look up different DIY skin and hair care recipes, play around with different recipes, and try to figure out what works. It's taken me many years to figure out which ones work, and it's a very time-consuming process. Or you can take the second option where you sign up for the Ultimate DIY Skin and Hair Care Masterclass, and let me hold your hand and walk you through specific skin and hair care recipes that work, and I can show you how to easily fit these masks into your busy life. This course is only $97, and right now you're actually getting 50% off that price. So already $97 is already a good deal, and you're getting that for 50% off. It may sound like a lot, but the value of this course is worth so much more than the price. The value of this course adds up to be more than $2,000 a year. So within 1 month of this course, it would actually pay itself off. Now, it does require work on your end, so please don't just take this course and be like, oh, my skin and hair should look really good now because I took this course. I'm going to walk you through the process, but you will have to do the work. And I want you to be successful in this course so you can boost your self-confidence and have beautiful hair just like you wanted. Also, this price will go up, so please don't miss your chance because it's going to go up. And I want you to go grab it now. This is only 50% off right now. It usually is more than that, and the value is really good. It's always good to learn different ways to take care of yourself, and this is an investment for yourself. You're investing in yourself by taking this course. So if you have any questions, I'm going to stick around for a few minutes for anybody that has any questions. Also, please follow me on social media on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And I've provided links for anybody so you can click on it easily, or you can just jot it down, and please follow me on there. So if you have any questions, then now is a good time to ask.